clowns are still hanging around. What is it now? Again? Yeah. What fuck? I knew that fucking whore couldn't be trusted.
For the record, Titus Hardy did not explicitly specify the victim as a whore, nor did he say anything about trusting her.
До свидания.
Oh, shut up and stay out of this, Liz. He raped her. He was out of it.
She's just in denial, asshole. You don't understand the traumatic.
Yeah, she's crazy, you know. A crazy bitch. You know the type. She's fucked up.
This is a diversion. Stay on track.
She wasn't raped. The witnesses' statements were very clear.
Lawman, I'm at the end of my goddamn rope with you, and you went and pushed her. I
Hit you. Duck.
Titus Hardy!
Success. Titus backs off.
Everard personally sent me to take care of this. If this goes south, we'll all be in the shit. But you, Titus Hardy...
When she's angry, she emphasizes the S. It gives her voice a strangely hypnotic quality. Frankly, it's a bit terrifying. Someone has to rush in to break the tension. The second in command.
Look, Copper. We know that that fuck was a rapist and a killer. We got him confessing to it on tape. Show it to him, T. What's the harm, right?
Here, jerkwad, listen to this shit. And then come back and tell me the soldier of the apocalypse was an innocent man.
Another apocalyptic actor in town. This is their last play, this tape. Their story is in tatters, a mess. It might be nice to listen to, but at this point, you don't need to.
You don't care about evidence. The fuck are you a cop for?
Pigs, T. They don't care about getting the truth. They care about getting...
I won't be on your bulletin board. If you don't listen to the...
There's a lot of questions. If you ask them now, they'll just keep bringing up the tape. Listen to it, and they'll have nothing to hide behind.
What's on it? We call it the door gun a mega mix. You.
Now that is intriguing. You had me at door gunner.
You think we go into this shit deaf and dumb? You RCM aren't the only ones who know how to bug people. There's no university degree for that.
Actually, there are a few. Crypto analyst, radio officer.
Yeah, like you have one. Smart ass. We have machines. We're in logistics. How do you think a harbor works?
Understood? You've listened in on their
Since way before their chief started taking swing.
Things got nice and quiet after that.
It's not advanced. You just hold up in a coop all day, writing down what they said.
Don't put yourself down, Angus. It's important work.
Yeah, man. You're like a radio genius or something. Those notes are some in-depth stuff.
I'm sure we can find a tape player.
Where can I listen to this? Why don't you try shoving it up?
Yeah, play it with your ass, cocksucker.
I'm sure we can find a tape player. It's not a problem.
Your room had one. Or maybe it's too broken.
Don't forget your tape, lawman. Compliments of Titus Hardy. You do that. Oh, and keep it. Maybe you'll need a reminder of human ugliness someday.
The compact tape player is still and silent. Seems it has completely broken down now. The machine was made in Revachol by a company called Le Mercier. Their logo depicts the triple-towered Delta skyline. It was supposedly built to last.
This would have been very helpful with the Megamix, but it isn't anymore. My Kinema only comes with radio. Let's try to find a new tape player. Perhaps...
Was that? Could it be the Col de Mamadakwa? No, it's probably just your There seems to be an extremely high-pitched ring. Lena also said that it couldn't be heard by any other animal, including humans. Honestly, your ear isn't hearing a whole lot. The distant hum of the industrial harbor, the traffic. But, admittedly, there is a high-pitched noise somewhere there too. But there it is again. You're about to rediscover a lot. It must be very close. Keep still. It might perch on your shoulder. Oh no. The sound. No. Too late. It's gone. Keep your ears peeled then. If the species really has migrated to Martinez, a rusting control panel. The water lock starts moving.
All right, we can go to the coast now. Expect rugged terrain and drunks. And if you wanted to forge that document...
Hello, hello. Let me know if I can help you with anything. Yeah, we still have those boomboxes on the shelves. Yeah, we still have those boomboxes on the shelves. The Coldima Madakwa. Sorry, I would never have guessed that you were that interested in ultrasonic sounds. Or birds for that matter. What an interesting development. Well, it's been a long while. Once knew a group of young musicians who decided they didn't want to play music anymore. This was before, you know, lost touch with them after all of that. Cool or not, one of them was obsessed with recording the Coldima Madakwa. And he was one of those passionate people who we thought we did. We got together all these recordings of unusual sound patterns, compared them, cut them up. Unfortunately, I don't have any recordings from my old life. None at all.
Do we really have time for this?
This recording comes from down the coast. Wasn't looking to record anything specific. Keep in mind, I have to slow this one down enough to make sounds well over 200 kilohertz audible to the human ear.
As the hum grows louder, modulating but always unnaturally uncomfortably low, like it's coming not from the speakers, but also from inside your chest. Breathing is not good, not good. You're about to start suffocating. You have to stop. There's a growing sense of dread. The sound is coming from inside you, but also surrounding you. It feels as though someone is standing. He nods to you, reassuringly, just as more diverse, higher-pitched sounds, some random, seabirds most likely, gulls and such.
And skewers, but shh.
That's it. The signal in the noise. A low range of sounds is easier to handle with a focal point, but still troubling. You are mesmerized by the sounds, but also feel...
You know, now that I've listened to it on these new speakers, it's not the cold Mamadakwa. Wrong patterns, wrong photons. Probably some insect trying to sing higher than its predators can hear. Still.
The boomboxes wait on the shelves, and your boombox, that gold...
A discount? I do have to...
Remember, he doesn't like music. He likes sounds. The Doorgunner Megamix is his type of tape. Certainly, he'd give you a discount if he knew you'd play something so experimental.
$4 is offensively low, but just this once, for the music concrete cop. Sorry man, I can't be giving out freebies. Never have. And here you are, quality sound reproduction on the go. It'll play anything.
The worn map, the porter reel is just what you needed. The reels attach to the apparatus with a satisfying click. The tape is routed behind.
This isn't Revachol. This is a fucking village. I can almost see the elephants.
The harbor. That's the son of a Kvalsund.
When this shit is done, I'm gonna tear that place up. Soldier of the apocalypse. Gonna run a room, Cordy. A real nice one. I'll fucking do them all in. Rape that disco cunt on the counter. You know, the dance a whore upstairs. Never did get that taste out of my mouth.
The lieutenant presses the button marked Arrete on your porter reel. The tape stops spinning.
End of recording. It seemed authentic enough. Probably recorded off the shortwave, then edited to seem more incriminating. He sounded like he was on patrol around the harbor walls. Still,
There's more going on here than we know.
one of the other mercenaries, I think. The one he was talking to. A village on the Samaran Isola, in South Safre. Grad committed war crimes there, the kind of thing he talked.
The South Safre conflict is an ongoing proxy war between Grad and Safre. It has been hot.
Who knows? Maybe the tattoos would have an answer. Or maybe Kohoi is just merc talk for atrocity. Slaughter.
A symbol of Soldier of the Apocalypse style conduct.
I think we've got a few more questions for class here, don't you? This seems to contradict her testimony. At least...
As you take out the tape, the boombox tunes itself back to...
Hello, officer. What brings you up here again?
She puts her coffee cup with a soft ring.
Did he? I never said he was a good man, or that he had good intentions. Only that...
She doesn't care. If anything, she sounds amused.
Where...
It's intercepted radio chatter of the deceased, recorded via a de-encryption station.
Does he say he's gonna do it Soldier of the Apocalypse style? Yeah. That was practically his pickup line. Did he say whores a lot? Was he pretty much on the verge of doing it Kohoi style? He wasn't actually there. He didn't do a tour, or at least didn't tell me he did. Would have been overkill anyway. He lived his own little Kohoi. It wasn't his everything.
Yes, was he bragging?
Oh no, I'm pretty sure he did all those things. Then integrated them into his idea of normalcy. To keep on living. Until they just sort of turn into his,
She's quite observant about the human character, trained to observe, even.
People who go to university know how to use words like internalize and integrate, officer. Now, what was that expression?
There's more to this. She has an index in her head of pathologies and how to exploit them. You can trust Pillar Bookhead, by the way. As far as I can tell, he's not singing to her tune. The only one besides me.
Running joke. I was gonna say running joke. And it sounds like you didn't even get the good bits. Lely's punchlines got way, way funkier than that. He was like the Seminoles conflict, the Khohoi massacre, and the 36 famine in Yezud all rolled into one person, then cast in Orani's ceramic armor, which he wore in bed and in the shower. We're all scraping up any happiness we can find, officer. Going around with our little scouring sticks. You, your first love, Mr. Khohoi.
Did he tell you he had actually done any of those things? He and Martinez, I mean?
No. We were too busy laying waste to our own nervous systems to direct any of the fury outward. He seemed happy, I guess. At ease.
What kind of man was he? Before you go, ask for details. She seems okay to talk about it.
Thank you for clearing that up, miss. Whenever you're ready. I'm interested to hear what Titus Hardy has to...
She takes a very small sip of her coffee and smiles.
Like, for example...
Actually, officer, I didn't know his name.
A nickname?
I guess. He came from Lelystad. It's short for that. And it was his army name, apparently. He said his real name wasn't his.
Lelystad. That's a good start. It just occurred to me, colleague. We still haven't performed a field autopsy on the deceased. The questions I have assume some kind of foreknowledge on our part. I suggest we go and perform it now, and return once we've brought ourselves up to date. Excuse the delay, miss. The situation will be addressed.
The young woman nods. Then...
Hello? Yeah? Alright. Not my favorite topic. How about we,
This window. There he still is, looking right through you with his white eyes.
Hello, officer?
Like,
Actually, officer,
a nickname?
I guess.
Lelista. It just occurred. The questions I have assumed some kind of form. Alright, but quick.
The young woman nods.
Like for
Actually,
a nickname?
I guess.
Lelista. It just occurred. The questions I have assumed some kind. Miss, excuse my colleague. He has recently suffered brain damage. We will now go and do our duty. You won't have to look at that site much longer, I promise. We will.
There is no talking him out of this. And no, the incident has not had a good effect.
Hello,
Like
Actually,
a nickname?
I guess.
Lelista. It just occurred. The questions I have assumed. Miss, excuse. You won't have.
There is no talking him out.
Can I help you? Another thing. Great. I love those. Why? No, fuck it. I don't want to know. I don't want to know why these degenerates do what they do. I thought we had one good guest in the building. Yeah, neither do I. Thank you for telling me, I guess. Good thing she pays for her stuff on time. I'll forward her the bill and be done with it. Yes?
The clowns are still hanging around. What is it now? And that fucking fucker. You're the worst cops in Revachol.
That fucker wasn't aimed at you. It was at her.
Fucking fuckity fucker. And what did she say then? That it's fine. People are supposed to be like that.
Yes, In fact, I think she thought it was a little funny.
Funny. No good God.
Seems like they wanted to give Claudia a second chance to play a...
Right. Oh, fucking righty then. I guess it's good then.
Please try to control yourself in the presence of visitors.
Okie dokie. This is just perfect. Just fucking perfect. Any thought?
You don't have to say everything out loud. Just mix and match.
Nah. I know her. She's just a girl. In over her head. Handled him? She got into some stupid shit with that guy. Shit.
Yes, we heard all about it, and the fact still stands. You were more disturbed by the tape than her.
I asked for your opinion, not a bedtime story. Tell it to your grandma.
But she didn't. She knows she can't lie to us.
Oh no. He's definitely compromised too. It's his hubris. Sadly, not much to do.
Fantastic. So now, you remember how to do your job.
Yeah, guys. We should get a...
Why?
Maybe not then.
Success. They admitted to unlawful collaboration to derail the investigation.
Yeah. Me. I already told you. We fucking hanged him.
There's less gusto in his voice now. His men too are they're confused. This is growing over their heads.
Come on, Titus. It's been a long day. I'm tired of running back and forth between you. I can...
You know what? I am tired. I'm tired of you. Next time you see her, tell her. Type that lying, scamming. Yeah.
On the floor, beer drips out of the can into his...
What is this quiet funeral shit? All we need is some beers in...
Why do we make it 40, huh? Why do we make it 100 beers? You're not loud enough.
100 beers? Now we're talking. Hoppity hop over here, cafeteria manager.
Claudia is playing them like a fiddle. Tell them how bad they got played, and they'll tell you the truth. There are many ways to go about it. All of them really good.
No, we fucking ain't, asshole. No one...
No, Glenn. I want to hear this. Who do you think is fucking fiddling me?
Oh, you want more good options? Here we go. So good.
More fiddle playing? I can't believe this shit.
No. He's just playing his viola da gamba. Before becoming a detective, my partner was a violinist.
He's working really, really hard to spin this. It's not easy.
Time to move to more serious matters, like what really happened between you and...
Fuck that! Kick his ass, Bob!
You hear that?
I do not understand. This fiddle play totally fell apart. The concept was solid, but the delivery,
It's you again. What is it?
I don't know what went wrong the last time. You have so many good...
The clowns are still hanging around. What is it now? And
That fucker wasn't aimed at you. It was at her.
Dark, what did she have to say then? Fine by her? This is what people are supposed to be like? Fucking whoop-de-doo.
I can confirm.
I see what you're doing there. Let's push him.
She didn't? Well, whoop-de-doo then.
Yes. In fact...
Funny.
Seems like...
Alright.
Please try to...
Okie dokie.
You don't have to say everything out loud. Just mix and match.
Nah. I know her. She's just a girl. In over her head.
I knew it. Titus, I knew she was professionally trained by her walk.
Yes, Glenn. I know she's abused.
Sorry.
I asked for your opinion. Not a bedtime.
But she didn't. She knows.
Oh no. He's definitely compromised.
Fantastic.
Yeah!
Why? Success. They admitted to unlawful collaboration.
I already told you.
There's less gusto. They're confused.
Come on, Titus. It's been a long...
You know what? I am tired. Next time, Nat. Yeah.
On the floor.
What is this?
How do we make 100 beers? Now we're talking. Hoppity hop over here, cafeteria manager.
Clausia is playing them like a fiddle. Tell them how bad they got played, and they'll tell you the truth. There are many ways to go about it. Those are the other guys. My shit is solid gold. You can trust me. Oh, you don't like these arguments? Let's see you come up with whatever. Just do the fiddle thing, sire. It'll be artistic. And if you've already done it, do it again.
No, we fucking...
No, Glenn. I want to hear this. Who do you think is fucking fiddling me?
Oh, you want more good options? Here we go. So good.
Do we? Because I really...
Did he just call you a pussy boy?
No. He's just playing his viola da gamba.
He's working really, really...
Time to move to more serious...
Like hell it is. I still can't believe he called you a pussy.
I have no idea, E.
It can't be good, boss. You got something more to...
I do not understand. This fiddle play
It's you again. What is it?
Convinced Titus is being manipulated. Bad idea. Bringing her up will do no good. You should know by now. Titus will never. Just remember, it's about more than Glacia. It's about these men and Martinez. Their district.
Huh?
He'll get it. Go on.
Got it. Kill you because they don't like you. All because...
Bring that up one more time, and you won't get to write that report.
Yes, I understand, Alain. That's your name, right, Alain? You'll kill us. That's what they do in the Wild North.
It wasn't that. It wasn't... We just...
That's it. That's the weak one.
Officer, you will be next if you don't shut up.
He's onto you. Steel yourself. Push on. Just ignore Theo. The lieutenant has put down his notebook. What? What does go for it? The lieutenant has his eyes set on the fat guy. Push Angus. We're almost there.
We didn't kill him. We didn't even hang him. He was dead.
Shut up, Angus!
Fatty! Say one more thing to the cops and I'll...
Dennis, stand down, or I'll beat your head in. Theo, take your hand off the belt. This isn't 31. I've got this.
The room falls quiet. So quiet, you can hear Angus wheeze.
Angie, where's your goddamn inhaler? You sound like you're...
I left it home. I can't get it. I'm too fucked.
Why are you so fucking fat, Angus? Now it's all pointless. Because of you. You wasted my time. I told you, Titus. I told...
Lizzie, your help is no longer needed here. Go tell Evrard.
Fine. I'll tell him. After a long walk along the coast.
You're in. He's all yours. Questions? The lieutenant gives a smile only you can see. He nods.
You hang the corpse to cover up the real cause of...
We're not sure. Probably a bullet.
At least you'll know what to look for now, when you get around.
'Cause the girls asked us to. They were in some shit.
Girls plural? There's another girl? 2 of them? Take note.
Did she kill him?
Cop, I have no idea. The girl says she didn't. Glacia came down. She seemed really out of it. Drugged up, even more than usual. Bug-eyed and gurning, you know? Not in a fun way. It looked like she'd redosed after something went down. I've seen that look before. She was scared. I knew someone had died. I've done this job for 10 years. I've seen it before. It's the politician in the motel room with the dead hooker scenario.
Good analogy, boss.
You don't get to talk yet, Shanky. You're still on the bench. And you keep taking it easy, too. We went upstairs. Sure as day, the Merc was dead. There was a bullet hole through the window. Fucking...
He means they'd been fucking?
Tibbs patched the window. And the corpse. Yeah. He's my brother.
Tibbs. That's short for...
Yeah.
Bet their father's name, Atticus Hardy. Lucretia Hardy would be their sister. Anyway.
You may have noticed our girl's in some shit of her own. Yeah, she wouldn't. She's fucked if she... They're powerful. Connected to the moral intern. She's clearly afraid for her life. Says if she showed up in yours...
That's all he knows. That's all she's told him.
And why would you help someone like that? By taking on a...
Why would I? I guess we abide all sorts of runaways and losers here. It's a Martinez thing. Not yet. Just some ideas. She says the shot came from outside, behind the window somewhere. I'm thinking someone's past caught up with them.
Hers, you mean?
I mean the people after Klausya. Maybe the shot missed.
I like that. Been thinking the same thing myself.
My dude. One of those mercenary buddies of his could have done it. They got guns, training, years. Tell you what I'd do. Check out the coast for vantage points. Maybe consult with a ballistics buddy of mine. That's what I'd do, if I wasn't too busy.
He's calm now. Threw all that turmoil away. These theories, not bad. Don't buy either one, but still, this guy's not as dumb as he looks.
In a manner of speaking.
Remember the two girls? He may be talking about the other one.
That's right. It was her idea to hang him. I liked it, for political reasons.
The big guy turns to Glenn, who's about to say the blonde, shuts his mouth.
I'll say it again. All the Hardy Boys are right here, cop. That woman is just affiliated with the Hardy Boys. You don't know her. Anyway, glad you understand that. Me too. You do that. Hey, cop. Before you go, Klausya, came to Martinez to hide. Many of us did. This is where you wash up when there's nowhere left to go. The Union takes you in. That's right. If we didn't take care of the people who end up here, this place would...
We'll take that into account.
It is such a pleasure to see you again, officer. Oh, sweet Jenny. She was the finest woman in
Do not defile her memory, Gaston.
His tone lacks its usual intensity, like he doesn't feel he has the right to speak on the matter.
We knew her, all right. Lived on the same street our entire lives, just 2 houses apart. She was René's first girl back when the prick was 16. They were courting till he decided he'd rather die for some great ideal than just be happy.
And then you stole her from me.
Oh, officer. It already got ugly nearly 80 years ago when the 3 of us were just learning.
You stole her from me.
Well, technically, you stole her from me, because we'd been pretty close ever since you two had that falling out.
We were just boys then. This was different. No point starting this all over again. For the 1000th.
She died of pneumonia 2 winters ago. It was René and I were both by her bedside when she
died. No use sugarcoating it. Won't bring her back.
Departed. Until the very end she couldn't decide between us. The most indecisive woman I've ever met. She could never make up her mind about anything. What to have for breakfast? Favorite color? Oh, she was always leaving one of us for the other, but never long enough to actually get married. Heck, technically, we're both still engaged.
You always confused her. Couldn't let us be happy. Seduced her with your fancy words and...
Of course, officer. Memories are all we have left. It is such a pleasure to...
A man so principled about his sandwich calls for a principled approach. Too late. Daddy's already fighting the bad fight. Make it stick. Say one of these fascist or communist things or fuck off. Whoa, easy there, Goldmouth. He doesn't have to say anything. Re-engage cop mode and bail out, if you like.
All right. Let's hear them.
Wow, so someone's been a little boring. Yes, my standard liege. Someone's seen all sorts of wild ideas pop off and thought, I'll take the boring one. The regular, please. The brown. No need to be defensive. The regularity, the brownness, the cut and dry have their appeal. A very standard. Of course you do. Let's get right to it. My lord's copotype is regular cop. I'll let everyone know. I'll send out a telefax. Yes, the type of cop you are, sire. Think of it as a caste, a class even, a nation of regular law officials. Done and done. No actual communiques.
It is such a pleasure. It is such a pleasure to...
All right, this is how we're gonna do it.
Like what, officer? This is as good...
An array of delicious recipes flashes through your mind. Salads, salmon, sandwiches, bingo.
That would certainly have been an improvement. Ce serait délicieux! Can you make that sandwich, officer? I hope you are not just tricking an old man out of the little he has left. Okay. Sure.
He looks worried.
Is there anything I can do for you right now? Maybe to speed the...
The ham sandwich looks fresh and nutritious in your hand, begging to be eaten.
I'll pass. Thanks.
When you hold something up long enough, some people are compelled to take it. Try it on the lieutenant.
Thank you, but no, I'm not hungry. No.
The lieutenant's eyes express an absolute lack of interest. The lieutenant stands next to you, but he might as well exist in a parallel realm. This man does not crack under pressure. Stars would die before he'd succumb to any kind of manipulation. With this realization comes a sudden flash of pride.
Some people would feel compelled to take it. Yes, I know. No.
You jam your teeth into the sandwich and immediately feel a series of taste explosions go off. This is what angels must taste like. Your saliva production increases tenfold. You can barely contain it all. It really is every bit as good as it looked and smelled. The different components, all the bread as the foundation of the sandwich, is slightly moist due to the tomato juice and mayo, but holds together nice.
It's always good to see you.
Something in her demeanor has changed. She's tired, consigned to her fate, to be
I understand.
just like that. No resistance. Her shoulders are slouched, her feet long and straight.
I knew there was a chance you'd get them to tell you. For what it's worth, I'm sorry for wasting your time.
This is good. Clear the air first, between you two. No, it's not good. It's the opposite of that. This will let... Shush, I can't hear what she's saying.
If you knew we would find out eventually, why did you waste our time?
Because of the Hardys. I couldn't just dispense with them. They were only trying to help me. Out of the shit I'd gotten into.
Is she implying the Hardy Boys are the law?
I know that. But the people around here, they don't see it that way. And if I am to stay here, I need to... You're right. You answer to the coalition government, and by extension...
Briefly glancing over her shoulder to the sea, as she's done time and time. A grand expanse of water reaches over the bay and to the horizon. Golden gray, the Pearl, the Muindi Isola, the Occident, and then Oranje, the old world.
You share a database with them. You send people to their courts. I have people after me, and they have friends in the moral intern. Some are moral.
What happens if they...
They will kill me, sir. If you file my name, take me in for questioning, enter me into the... Well, then I'm fucked. For nothing. This murder didn't have anything to do with me.
Fucked. People after her? Moral intern people? This isn't Orony. Here we go. For once, you seem to have her off guard. Actually, this murder did have a little to do with her.
We were there. Together. In bed, I mean. Okay. He was in a kneeling position. He had just entered me. I was on my back, looking at him. I turned back to him. His eyes were looking through me, and his mouth was open. Dumb.
Her chest rises and falls with each word. She keeps herself...
I knew he was dead. Before he fell down on top of me. He was heavy. I pushed him off and he fell to the floor. There. He only had his boots on. I bit the pillow, not to scream, then ran downstairs. I waited for the second shot to come. For me. I thought there would be one. It never came.
She's forgotten about her cigarette. The butt has burned right down to her fingernails.
Oh. I'm not lying to you.
You may sometimes be bad at reading her, but this time, truly.
What time was this? When did it happen? It was
11:30 to 12:15. I don't know the exact...
It's okay. Were you inebriated?
Not as much as usual. He'd done a line, plus other things.
Wait. Titus said she was gurning her jaw off, much more than usual.
Oh, yeah. I did one of his lines, just to clear...
Did you hear or see the shooter in the car?
No. Nothing. I was trapped. I was stuck in my room downstairs. I got some clothes on and crawled back up, drew the blinds. He was still on the floor, slouched. I couldn't be there with him anymore, so I ran down and out of my room, into the hallway, down the stairs. I knew there would be people there. Sylvie was tending the bar. A lot of people were there. The Hardys were at the table in front of the stage. I think the Union box was... Ruby was there too. They were having such a good time. I sat down and they all welcomed me. I did...
Ruby?
Ruby. You know.
The leader?
The Hardy Boys. Well, nominally, yes. Ruby's the one they go to when things happen, like things they need taken care of. She's the organizer.
This Ruby, in her phrasing, is entrusted with great power. She trusts...
Well, Ruby said let's talk upstairs. I showed her the room. I've known these people since December. They know my situation, that I can't leave a paper trail. Ruby was the first one I told. She said she'd take care of this. It's what she does, you know, take care of things. I helped her get the body to the bathroom. We used a belt to pull him up under the shower, to keep him upright.
To mislead you, they were tampering with the body.
To produce lividity, matching a hang.
Yes.
It's a shame we never got around to doing a thorough autopsy. And when was the tampering? 20 minutes after that?
About 20, yes. Ruby explained it would make the blood... You know what he does. Ruby went outside to talk to Titus and the boys. I was just looking at Lely in the bathroom. I had to put his clothes back on. His armor, too. It took Ruby maybe half an hour to come back with Titus. I'd gotten him ready by then. They carried him out. I knew what they were going to do. Make it look like a hanging. Ruby said to wait here. She also said I wouldn't see her for a while. That we should I don't know. I haven't seen her since.
We will need to take this question.
Interesting. Why did this Ruby go through so much trouble to hide something? What are you doing? Coming up with a theory. She said Ruby knew something was wrong before she said anything. How come? It is ominous. You already coming up with theories that put the blame on someone other than Glacia.
When he was shot? I may have.
The gunshot wasn't that loud. This is something to keep in mind when assessing the distance of the shot.
What? Why would I put myself through this? Insanity. He wouldn't have died if it weren't for me. I know that. But I would never.
He was a serviceman. He must have had a gun. Somewhere. Now, you guys suddenly have theories pouring out, when they're obviously just stabs in the dark.
No. I specifically asked him not to carry firearms when he was with me. He only had his stupid armor. I did not kill him to defend myself from rape. I told you before.
True, sire. 'Tis true.
I'm sad to hear that. They must have said it in some fit of frustration or under pressure. They couldn't have meant it. I've talked to them after it happened. Like what? Because I'm an idiot.
Which is an indicator of truth. Idiot. She's nothing of the sort.
You have to understand, the people around here, no one was making the call, and he kept...
Her jaw is clenched. Her throat moves. It takes all her strength not to cave in and sob. Once.
He kept throwing stones at him for 3 days. I could hear the thud. Thud. So
she definitely called the cops. That was task complete. It could not have been a lie. That is impossible. Oh God, that was a lie too. Whom she did, of course.
Last week, Angus and Titus's brother, I think he's called Tip.
You should have another look at that window after this. Reconstruct the scene. It's right there. Yes, you see the glass sparkling out of the corner of your eye.
It's not nice, but it's not illegal. Not here in Ravishal.
What exactly did you do?
Industrial espionage. I joined a business collective with the intention of betraying them. I did with a bigger company. The kind you really, really don't fuck with. I took their...
I need the names of the companies involved and who hired you.
The job was Lou's County Savings Bank. They sound small, but they're part of the Lou Scott conglomerate. That was the second job. The first was some printer company. As to who hired me for the job, I don't know. But they're after me too, along with Lou Scott and their friends in the MI. Once you're done in the competitive...
Lowe's Cap. These people engineer financial disasters in second world countries. The conglomerate also includes the Bank of Consecration, Airbird, and the popular Papalolo line of dairy products.
Yeah. Papa fucking Lolo wants to kill me. Sure. I'm not a war criminal, but it was bad. people lost their jobs. Good people, too, not just see. A lot of people got hurt. But that's just more of my shit you shouldn't have to deal with. You're solving a murder. That's the first thing that went through my head when I heard the glass break. I thought they'd found me. They've killed him to punish me. All last week, I've tried not to talk so they wouldn't be hurt. I've come to understand, however, this is paranoia. What happened didn't have anything to do with me.
We can't go after Loose Cap. Not yet. There are other.
I don't ask you to, Lieutenant. But there's one thing I know, is that
If they want to kill me, they'll kill me. If they want to toy with me, they will. She's come to this conclusion weeks.
I did. I also had a side job selling insurance that I was really good at. Got picked up by a bank. After that, I sort of, transitioned.
She nods, silently. She doesn't even smile. He's thinking, or should we arrest her? She's a flight risk and she lied to you. No, that won't be necessary. Just leave her alone. She's been through. This guy won't budge. You have to wake Multiface up, forcefully, if you want to continue pushing her. Who? What? Dear God, you've been lied to. She could have killed her lover and lied to everyone. She probably didn't give you her real name either. Why would she? Arrest her immediately, before she take it easy. Don't overcompensate with this course. Yes, start at the top. Choose, see?
There may be grounds here. At least for an...
A little whimper. The young woman hears you. She's looking around.
I did. What is this? I called your desk or whatever it is. The numbers are all over town. Call 8 when there was an older woman on the other end. It sounded like she was smoking.
That is the emergencies desk number. Anyone could know that, sire, by looking around and calling the desk.
What time did you make the call?
Thursday night. It was late, sometime after 12.
It checks out.
But I know the time of the call too. I know I have not been 100% truthful with you officers, but I...
She sounds like a 6th grader, apologizing.
I agree. You wouldn't give us your real name. Not...
Okay. Okay, it's not. You log your work every week. It's all transmitted to Common, sir. I couldn't just beg you not to enter my name. Like I lied before. Like I did at LCSB. I have to lie all the time. I'm so tired of it. No. It's submerged in a plastic buoy on the coast, in the reeds. It just doesn't...
Falsified documents?
Passport and visa. Given to me by my employer. I can't even use them. My employer probably leaked the name.
Why would they do that?
I didn't show up to a rendezvous. They don't take that lightly. I didn't show up because I was afraid they'd do something to me. The job was finished. I'm just a liability now. West of the boardwalk, in the reeds, on the coast there. I put it there when I first arrived. Haven't been. It's useless.
The lieutenant makes a note of it.
You're welcome to it. It's in the reeds northwest of here. It's Katarzyna Elysium.
It's a Grad name, Jimsk or Yugo-Grad in origin, not Occidental at all. Smell. It also makes Glazia almost an alacronym for Katarzyna Elysium.
It was a sentimental thing. I wanted to be more me here. this time.
A nickname? Who gave you this nickname, Claudia?
A teenage boy. 1,000,000 years ago. My parents were Zemsk immigrants, but I'm nationalized Oranese. All I remember is Oranje. A lost...
She nods. Her round eyes meet yours. They seem moist.
I am. They can never take my sash and my scepter from me.
Yes, they can, for lying. She nods, her back straight, ready for whatever is next.
But I haven't done anything. Anything legal.
Failure to aid a police investigation. She purposefully misrepresent. That's right, gang. Stern and merciless now. Stern and merciless as we reel her in. The lieutenant produces a pair of handcuffs.
Please, no. I think I know who did it. I know who shot Leslie. You know it wasn't me. Why would I do it? I have no motive.
She's silent for a second, as if looking into...
Ruby. She has this thing for me. Ever since I met her and the boys downstairs. Sex. And more. I made the mistake of confiding in her. I told her when I started spending time with Lely. She told me to end it. Said there would be shit if I didn't.
I don't understand. What exactly in your relationship made you think she is romantically interested?
She said she's in love with me. She even asked me to run away with her when I told her I'm a fugitive.
And you led her on?
A little. I was flattered, you know? But then I had to let her off, and it was not easy. I came to regret being friendly with her. We maybe kissed, nothing more.
This is just an assault.
I know what it sounds like. That's why I didn't want to tell you before. Somehow, she knew Leslie was dead. She wasn't surprised at all.
This is a familiar theory. You had it too, remember? Could it be that yet again you're coming up with this? The worst thing is, it may be true.
She could have had access to the roof. You've noticed that door there, right? She could have come to the roof through that, then taken the shot right here.
Interesting theory. Did she know that door exists?
Yes, of course. She's been up here many times, jacking private stations off the ring antenna. She used to come here to drink on the roof with me, before it got... She came over one night, drunk, said she'd turn my life into a living hell. And she's a pro. She must be. To keep the Hardys in line. I tried severing ties with...
Okay, and arrest the... Don't arrest her. Push her a bit more, but then let her off. That Ruby theory was solid. And she's beautiful. Her. Stop letting her distract you.
Still? After all this, sir, please. It's a shitty world, but I don't deserve to be sent to the moral intern and ground into paste just because I disturbed this.
She's gearing up for a last stand. This is it.
I don't know. To spend my days with smoke, drink and dance, wallowing in shit. Just, you have those station calls, right? Where I have to show up at the station or I'll become a fugitive. You can write me one. You don't have to take me. I know you can do that. Just let me come in on my own. In 2 months, or maybe even 1 month.
You do have the phone.
That's it. I'm calling it. Kim is beyond. Definitely, sire.
Everything could change. This city, the extradition rules, the people after me could be. Maybe Ravishol could be free. I could be tried in a free Ravishol.
I find that hard to believe, miss.
I know, but
The political gambit. This was her last card. There is nothing more she can say. The final decision is yours. She looks at you in silence. Wait. If you arrest her, Kim will have to transport her. Shut up. He's making a decision, and it's his to make.
I won't.
This may have been a grave mistake, sire. Maybe, maybe not. Mercy.
I promise I will be right here all the time. No.
She nods.
Okay.
She slowly lights another cigarette and steadies her breath, as if in the presence of some tiger.
Lies.
Yes, we demand she be punished for deceiving us. We demand her anxiety. We demand her fear. She slowly lights another cigarette and steadies her breath, as if in the presence of some tiger. Apricot chewing gum scented one. August 2nd, early late summer. You're getting off the streetcar in Le Jardin, east of the river. Her father and mother are middle class. The nylon of her little jacket rustles next to you in the dark like autumn leaves. Her heels click on the pavement. You're walking up to the gate in front of her parents' house. She takes out her chewing gum and you kiss her. A feeling like electricity flows through your whole body. Immediately, you know that you've entered a completely different world. The same small, heavy door. This window is pristine on the inside, unlike the one next to it. Light from the golden light melts away into the blue, glassy darkness of your mind. In it are two neon-lit shapes, a man and a woman on the single bed. A two-hearted spider. Like the witness said, the man is kneeling, the woman is on her back. The man looks directly at the woman. The shot's possible directions converge in his mouth. A ray cast from somewhere outside, from the roof outside, location A prime. The glass fractures around the bullet hole. Shards face inwards like a corona behind the woman's back. The man does not know the bullet has entered his brain. He never will. Death comes faster than the real. The ray cast from the man's mouth unravels into a fan of possible directions, all on the roof at first. The shot could have come from any of them. This is composite location A prime, most likely of the origin points. There could have been. Then the rain and slush and wind washed it away. This was more than a week ago. 72%, with a weapon that's good for medium range, like a rifle or sports pistol. This is a good short distance, but not too short. The perpetrator aimed with their back against the railing, or possibly kneeling for precision. The lights were on in here. Outside it was dark. It was like shooting fish in an aquarium, a well-lit aquarium. The victim opened his mouth to let the bullet in. Neither of them would have seen anything outside, in the darkness, too busy with their own bodies. None that you've found thus far, but that doesn't mean there aren't any. Point X would contradict the woman's testimony, rendering the entire proposition void. These figures would be wiped out, detective. That's a 28%, yes. In this model, the shot could have come from a greater distance. Nothing excludes the possibility. Should we extrapolate to include every possible? According to your map of the district, this shot could have come from a wide angle of locations, starting with the northern edge of the abandoned boardwalk, ending with an islet in the bay. Let's call them B prime for boardwalk, B double prime for Land's End, and B triple prime for the islet, detective. There may be smaller points in between, but those are too fine. 700 meters away, the likeliest of these B positions, 20% chance. A skilled sniper could have made the shot, provided he had a safe sniper's nest. Even with the light on inside, we're talking military. 1.2 kilometers away, the least likely of these positions, let's say 3%. A truly skilled sniper could have. 1 kilometer away, a point beyond the docks, on an islet in the bay. The fort is ruined, but the shot would have been a small miracle. 5% likelihood. There is an extremely narrow field of view from the bay to the window, between Rue de Saint-Ghislain 10 and 33A. The angle would have been extreme and access to the islet.
From where, precisely? I see you have given this a lot of thought. Are those the locations you've singled out in addition to the roof? And what is the likelihood, in your opinion, that it came from a further distance? Okay, well, we should see if there is gunshot residue or sniper nests if we go down the coast. Rule this. It would be the diligent thing to do. Until then, personally, I'm going with the roof version. A simple hypothesis can be wrong, but it...
upstairs, a ceiling-height window. The hawthorn branches scrape the glass like bony fingers. Behind the dockworkers, there's a yellow ribbon tied to one of the branches. Light yellow, faded with time. Someone hid the key in the bush and attached a yellow ribbon to make it close enough to the latch up there. One can slide it open and just take it. Surely not a coincidence.
Huh? I'm not your janitor, cop.
If he says it's there, it's there.
I don't know about that. I'm comfortable here. Don't think any is like...
Sorry, fucko. Looks like you're gonna have to go bush diving. Good fucking luck with that.
I'm gonna enjoy...
With a loud thud, the old man stands up, pushes the window open. The key is brass. Workshop spare is etched to its bone.
Come on, man. We were just having some fun.
I'm tired of listening to your shit. Don't thank me. I don't give two shits about your key.
There is a silence around this man's words. Unlike Titus, they're afraid of him. That's the type of respect he commands.
Didn't even know it was there. Boys.
No idea.
Never even seen it. Someone must have hidden it there before this room became our place.
It could open the door in the kitchen. The blue door. It says workshop spare.
It's worth a try. You see a heavy steel door with, it could be connected. The key fits the dimple lock. It dust rises before you like mist. No, smells like engine grease. All these mesmerizing machines, just waiting to be plugged back in and play. Feels like it might jump back to life any moment, the lights illuminating the white-robed woman.
Some kind of inane pinball theme, probably related to Messi.
Diora was one of the 3 crown cities of the DeLorean era, on the Muindi Isola, the others being Ria Silvia and at Vesperasket. This theme is all about the Lieutenant grimaces looking at the machines.
No, I love it. I love pinball.
He doesn't.
You can't fire them up. They are broken. Only that one machine in the main hall works. The Royalist pinball. No.
Kim, Pinball, Kitsuragi. Exactly. That's what he's known as. His reputation precedes him.
What? So now he remembers. Fine, I'm Kim Pinball Kitsuragi, aka the Kimball. You remembered. No human being should. It is a game that requires no skill and a childlike affinity to flashing lights and to fantasy. It is lame. I am not called Pinball. It was used to taunt me a long time ago, before I became a homicide. Fine. I was a juvenile police officer for over 15 years. It's how I started out in the RCM. Once I had to infiltrate a pinball ring, as you do when you're a juvie cop. Unbelievably. To do that, I needed to become a pinball champion. I trained for 9 months. The job was successful and I was moved out of the juvenile wing to homicide. End of story. That time is over now. I was already a 38-year-old man, It was unbecoming, as was playing pinball. It's best if you handle the juvenile delinquents. Lieutenant Kitsuragi is good too. Now, we really need to continue our sweep of what appears to be a secret.
This small elevator is dimly lit by a bulb that's been smells of nougat and sweat. Your head brushes up against the ceiling. The maintenance card under the control panel reads, Last maintenance, 10th July, 88.
That it does. I say, let's brave it. At the end of the last century. Look on the bright side. If it fails, we will only sustain minor injuries. I'm talking 3, maybe...
It appears his whole enthusiasm is sarcastic. There are large rectangular buttons, monter, descente, and an international call for image. The small steel plaque reads, Halter 800. Halter is a Koningsteiner lift company who went out of business a long...
Seems like a small freight elevator for transporting machinery. For that, it's pretty quaint.
So this is where they brought 40 pinball machines to fix them up. The lieutenant looks around the dusty, crowded room, inspecting the tools on the shelf.
At some point, 20 years ago, 15 maybe, before pinball, looks like it. I'm guessing Martinez North 22 used to be a pinball arcade before it became a hostel?
A creak.
Downstairs in the hall, next to the main door. One of them even works. I've seen one of the hardest.
But then it went bankrupt. Your skin crawls from making the connection.
If that's true, then our cafeteria manager is not going to like it. We should tell him what we found up here. He does not appear to be the kind of man who likes his establishment to be part of a neighborhood.
Stupid superstition. But still, it would be interesting to see what the... It's not a ghost story. It's a curse, and Gart ought to be made knowledgeable so he can perform counterspells. You clearly see footprints in the downy carpet of...
Jackpot. These, unlike everything else here, are new. 3 weeks maximum from the dust coverage. It could easily have been 1 week too.
This is so good it makes him forget the whole Kimball memory.
It was a stereo investigation after all. It has now converged with our main investigation, adding a new fact to consider. It means someone snuck through what seems like a secret route leading to the roof. These prints, officer, could be the prints of our killer. And if not, at least they're a good argument for this Ruby doing it.
Large prints, most likely made by boots. The size is hard to determine. One person has been here. They've gone back and forth. This print is unlike one left by a regular worker boot. It is not a brand sole with low... Shoe size is 41 to 42, maybe 43. It could be a large-footed woman or a small to average-footed man. This is, unfortunately, the worst, most vague shoe size there is.
Between that and that. The size looks about the same, actually. They're not the same shoe, but they could be the same person. I wouldn't rule out Ruby coming here yet. This isn't an argument against her. People change shoes, you know? But it's not an argument for her either. No, these little horizontal lines are different. They look custom-made to me. Or some kind of foreign print.
Everything around you is quiet. The prints crisscross. You can almost see the shape of a man and a woman writhing inside, bathed in drug sweat and dirty linens. Bottles. You lean closer to the peephole instinctively. I bet they're doing something quite...
You can barely see through. Better not to jump to sensationalist conclusions here. The footprints on the floor, however, definitely suspicious.
This is the inside of the barred door you've seen before.
Unless we've veered off into a folded M dimension, I'm expecting to step out on the roof. We could ask class here about this
Folded M dimension, a reference to the popular science fiction series In System. Look who's in a good mood, son.
Officer, it's a fine day for questions. Okay. Sylvie was tending. Ruby was there too.
Ruby?
Well, she said she...
To miss...
To produce...
Yes.
It's a
About 20, yes.
She blinks without averting her gaze. She nods silently, then picks up the cold coffee and holds it in her hands.
Can I help you? Another thing. Great. I love those. Yes. Another thing. Oh, okay. Well, I did hear you make...
He's really holding himself back. It takes a lot of willpower not to ask. Obviously, he's been wanting to know.
Okay, what is back there? Yes, haha. What's actually... Ha! I knew it. I've always wondered where those machines by the door came from. I knew it. Were there any back there? In working order, I mean. No, I was just wondering. if you...
He was wondering about something business related, about how much money he could make of one.
No, but we could diversify the entertainment options, seeing as you... It wouldn't hurt to get a little life in here, other than the hellish karaoke machine. That one's all...
Yeah, those numbers he's adding up. Sounds like he cares about the place. He's not going to be overjoyed. He should still know. You have to be forewarned about these things.
What? Why would you say that? We're at a completely different address.
So he knows of the doomed commercial area and its address. He's thought about this.
Everyone knows of it. I've been working here for a long time, and that intercom has never been used by the Whirling. It's a sign of the Whirling in Rags not being part of the doomed commercial area.
Relax, Mr. Gart. I'm sure there is no doom. He simply wants to share his discoveries with you.
Does this look like part of a doomed commercial area? This pre-revolutionary tilework? These high ceilings? The nice rooms? Well, for 14 years, man. That's how long I've worked here. I've kept this place up through hail and through sleet. Fuck me, some doom ghost. Yeah, it's slowly growing on me again. It's beautiful in its own way, even if it is part of the damn doomed commercial area. Yes, your police skills have delivered. I'm sure you'll get a commendation, maybe even a promotion. Some real estate management company. They never come around here, just collect money from afar. Honestly, I think some money laundering might be involved. Well, it sure as hell wasn't the real estate.
It was you?
You look surprised. What? It's a great name, I know. Hail, Holy Queen, by the Athenians. Hail, Holy Queen of the Sea.
Good pick.
Luck has got nothing to do with it. I need to think about where I'm going to place those pinballs. I have a feeling...
Against the doom, it's implied.
So, if you didn't have anything else to tell me about my establishment, can we... What wall? I'll have it fixed at once. Thank you for letting me know. I assure you, the Whirling...
The color has drained from his face.
Absolutely not. Fuck you for even implying it. It wasn't me. It wasn't my staff. The establishment will look...
Well, he's definitely not lying. He would have...
Sir, he was only asking a question. It's his job, and...
Yes, I absolutely will. Sorry, it's been a bit of a day. And now a whole... Thank you. I'll patch it up personally. Was there something else about the establishment? Yes.
It's you again. What is it? Why? You're cuckoo, cop. I'm the only man responsible for this unit.
How many times must I tell you?
Yeah, fuck off!
Sounds like you wanna push this steaming pile of shit. Ruby's one of us. We're not gonna throw her under your moral interns.
And fuck you too, moral
Ruby is missing. If you hide from the police in a murder investigation, you become a suspect.
That's nothing. That's just legalese. You don't even have a sound theory. I don't want to be rude.
I think we'll keep sticking around, Titus. You'll be surprised at how quickly a theory presents itself if you keep looking.
A sudden flash of lightning in your neocortex. The hostel cafeteria is lit by its airy blaze. Floor plan.
Because she was here.
He's cobbling together shit so he can put her away.
She was here all night? 12:25 to 12:15?
Yeah, with us, drinking, near the stage there.
No.
That's a lie.
All right. She took a fucking leak, okay? For one moment. Maybe went out, too. She has a complex operation to...
Of course. Ruby is the lady driver in this great big jam mystery. Probably. You'll have to keep investigating.
Just because she was gone for 5 minutes doesn't mean she magically got to the roof and shot the merc. I've been through this. It's not plot.
He's been through it. That means he's suspected her. All right, we're in. We got Ruby unaccounted for sometime during the window. This was crucial. Now let's place her on that roof.
How? People say they're...
East Delta Pinball Arcade. Weird place.
Okay, but... how'd you get up? There's no room for a staircase.
The elevator is outside the building. It's an old dumbwaiter used for moving pinball machines up and down from the workshop. Ruby could have gone up, shot him, come down. All under...
That's quite the theory. We need to have a look at that.
I'm on it, boss. Right when the law clears, me and...
It's a dumbwaiter, not an industrial lift.
Just now. You got something else to back this route up? Or is that it? Firmly doesn't go well with could've. There's a route, but a route does not put that bullet in his head. A gun.
Phase 2. Murder weapon. Get a gun in her hand. If not that, just don't contradict yourself. If it doesn't sound like Ruby did it, maybe keep it to yourself. But what if you miss interesting information that way? The choice is ultimately yours. But...
You lost your gun?
Tell me, did you lose it before the murder? No, you didn't. And Ruby didn't use knows you're...
Stop thinking about your lost gun, damn it. You'll get a heart attack.
This was merely a thought exercise. He did not lose his gun. Let's move on.
That looks antique. A Belle McGrave. It's inoperable. Where'd you get it?
20, maybe 30 rifles, Titus. Also broken, but still, there were too many.
God damn it. We need to close that dump down for good.
Okay, I see your point. There are guns lying around. Damn it. I thought...
We just missed one. Ruby doesn't know this place, boss. Just these cops digging up shit.
Look, fucko. Ruby and I are pretty tight. She would have showed me the gun if she had one.
Yeah, everyone knows Glenn...
I don't know, Glenny. Ruby's a little secretive, isn't she?
Look who's finally speaking. Ratty's been uncharacteristically quiet since you started theorizing. Maybe he has something to gain from implicating her.
She organizes things. She doesn't whack people. That's not the kind of person she is.
It's clear this one is protective of her.
Easy now, Glenn. What he's trying to say is, people who don't have guns don't shoot people.
You don't need to prove anything. Doubt is enough for now. And
Now what the hell are we...
He's trying to woo us with cop science. Forensic shit.
Yeah, but the mambo jambo...
It does?
Yes.
Just making sure we are on the same page. It doesn't all fit. We are just sharing info, can...
Titus doesn't reply. Probably a good sign.
I don't know, cop. Why don't you find your lost gun first?
Easy now, Al. This...
Titus! We're not seriously considering it, are we? Ruby wouldn't do this. Why would she do something like...
Phase 3. Motive. The last component.
Yeah. Like what? A thing? You mean?
Behind his squinted eyes, dominoes are falling.
Yeah, but they're both girls.
Girls like girls too, Angus, sometimes. This is one of those times. She lacked classy.
Fuck you. First he says she's murdered him. Now she's a too? It's a lie.
Come on, Glenn. She likes Monica's titties more than you do. Everyone knows which way the wind blows there.
I did. I knew it. That's why she didn't fuck...
She didn't fuck you. 'Cause you're 40, and you still live with your mom, Dennis.
Ruby then threatened her and told her to end her relationship.
This is some sordid shit. It's also the kind of garbage our Miss Aronier puts out to cover her own ass.
Sort of, but he doesn't have to know that.
That Ruby is queer as cabaret. Now that I start thinking about it, I don't know why I didn't see it earlier. And that's okay. Some are queerer than others. You can still be a Hardy. But if you bring your own...
If that's the case, then it's not right. But it's not the case.
There are many pieces that fit together that way. Eugene. Face it.
And I suppose you have a theory about that too, cop.
Think about it. Why go through all that effort? It was her idea, wasn't it?
She had, like, a fully formed plan and shit. Right when she came back.
Really, Shanks? Claudia wanted to talk to another girl, that's all. She was just the first one up there. I could have come up with that plan.
Time for a logics demonstration.
Кто же это мог быть? Прямо загадка.
He scoffs.
Think. You kill him. Get up there. Shoot him. Get down.
The man is silent.
If she used us to cover her own shit up, well, that's a serious.
Which is why she didn't. This is fucking stupid, Titus. This and the queer thing, all of it. Why aren't more of you defending her? This is fucking stupid, Titus.
В смысле, кроме тебя?
Glenn, I thought the same thing when she skipped town and left us.
Oh, so he didn't rule her out completely. And she skipped town. This is good.
Nah, man. That's just Ruby. She's got shit under.
Plus, man, it's like female intuition, you know. Women talk to women. Which is sort of why we need someone on the team who they talk to.
Да, это меньше 10%. Ну, в Steam, если.
Eugene wants a woman on the team so they can do their job. That must be hard. Half of Martinez is female.
Yeah.
Wishful thinking has no place in a police investigation. A more serious consideration that you wish to avoid is that she knew what happened because she did it.
There's no fucking leadership challenge. Just when I thought you were taking this seriously, cop, you put...
Man, now he's just throwing shit against the wall to see what sticks.
Okay. We ruled out infighting. That's how this works, by exclusion. Remember, all we need to do is rule Ruby out too.
There's a bit of truth in there for Titus to react so brashly. He does not like his authority questioned. Silence. The old man in the corner. A very small nod. This is the only option he cares for.
Yeah, I see it. There's one more thing I've been wondering about. Ever since you asked me where... I don't know where she went. She just got up and left. Got real scared. She was afraid I would tell you. Maybe she was right. By now, I probably would.
She knew there's evidence on her, and she knew we'd find it. This is typical suspect behavior. Why fleeing is...
Perhaps. Ask her if you find her. It won't be easy, though. She made sure of that. Friday afternoon, when you first arrived, I got word the RCM was in town. Then she came in. I told you. You. Yes, you. The cop with the sideburns and the disco clothes. Sure, the human experiment. You know, when I first saw you limping here, I thought she was paranoid or sniffing her own supply. But now I'm not so sure. She said you have a funny taste in clothes, and that you, until you have something on her. She said she's heard of you from Jamrock, that you're a human can opener, that you
Fucking hell. Titus, did he just...
open Angus up like a can? Yes, he did. Now, we can whine about it, whack him, or we can go on with our lives.
It's not an actual question. Silence. He nods.
You are insistent.
Yeah, there was something else. She wouldn't tell me, though. I could see she wanted to. It was burning on her lips. This caught Titus. This caught Pete. She's not far. We know that much. She didn't take her lorry.
Good fucking luck, man. She knows this place like the back of...
Yeah, Al. And we won't either.
She's not really a hardy candidate anymore, is she?
She's not, Glenn. A little.
Where have you looked for her?
More precisely, on the coast, past the waterlog.
Who's doing this looking? They're all here.
Lizzie needed some air. You're a smart cop, but you're a stupid person. No one goes to tell Everard anything. If he has to know, he has to know fast.
It's called a radio, you believe. The gardener may have played you a game when she stormed out. She has her own plan.
Sure, there are some shithouses there. A cinderblock town. Fisherfolk there refuse to use. I hear they have a shack where junkies sometimes crash.
We will start there. One more question. What does Ruby look...
Boyish. Hair's red. Dyed. She looks like a Lowry man. It'll have to.
His grip is firm and reassuring, like holding a piece of unpolished granite. Not just granite, tightly packed RCM Sergeant material.
When are you gonna get it through your dumb head? I already am.
And he still isn't. People aren't afraid of good cops in the way Ruby was afraid of you, he thinks, then turns back to his men. Volumetric shit compressor. Bizarre scientific news from Revachol West today. You think you have a pretty hot suspect right now?
Я нет, я не устал.
That Ruby of yours?
Ну как? Типа да, но... Мне все равно делать нечего. И пока могу, типа читаю. Мне все равно заберут доступ. Все равно больше не смогу. Да и к тому же, чем быстрее я закончу с этим, смогу заниматься другими делами.
Notice how it came together without casting too much suspicion on Clasia. It was nice and Ruby-centric. Anything strike you a bit off about this mishmash? No, they didn't. Notice how this hasn't come up at all. Even Hardy and his boys didn't mention it. Neither did you. Absolutely. It could have come from anywhere, but you're suddenly so certain it came from the roof behind the window. That's right. Finish thought. Just finish it and conveniently go on. She's watching you leave right now. You know that. free as a bird on that roof. Don't listen to this guy. The theory was solid. He's just jealous.
Сила воли, блядь, просто ебет. Хз, мне кажется... Мне кажется, типа, блядь... Не, сила воли ебет, мне кажется. Когда уже всех выебало.
There he still is, looking right through you with his white eyes. The body below is entirely dedicated to... There he still is. As you breathe in, the odor comes over you. It's a spell of the mind telling you to... It's a puzzle. What's hanging in front of you is a puzzle of decaying. The spell has no effect. You stand eye to eye with it, the odor washing through you.
They do after 7 days, yeah.
The man before you is naked, but for a pair of underpants and enamel boots. His skin is greenish, marbled with decaying veins, and blotched. The material appears to be ceramic. Its clean white stands in stark contrast to the decaying flesh above. Delicate and fragile, they feel alien to the world around you. These are clearly not boots. They're armor, possibly part of a larger set.
Indeed. Technically speaking, these are sabatons, not boots.
Oh, the lieutenant uses a memo technique, A6. That's not just any notebook. It's a classic. It's all you, baby.
Ceramic plate. Zirconium dioxide, most likely. This is under the hill. Fair weather. Fair weather model T500 VE. I'm guessing that's vitreous enamel. Piece by piece. He's been out here for 7 days. We should keep a lookout for these species. The armor could yield information. This is one thing he might actually know. No, I think he had something precious underneath the clothes. They had to remove the jeans and shirt we found to get to it. And this kind of armor is often worn.
Nice. That makes sense.
They usually hang them completely naked for that. La puta madre.
Fucking talking about underpants.
Clearly, Kuno would like to interject something here, but there's not enough for him to hold on to.
It is. It's expensive. We've requested similar material for our tactical units for years now. The constabularies deemed it too costly. In that time, we've lost for a full set about 4 years.
For the northwest region of Revachol, an officer's average yearly income is 5,500 real, unadjusted for rank.
Not too much, yes.
The lieutenant nods, wiping his finger on his sleeve.
Looks like he worked for a private contractor, like Evrard told us. Wealthy, with state ties.
A small bell-like sound fills the air, like...
It's anything but. This material is a kinetic redistributor. It spreads kinetic energy horizontally.
Faint, organic lines cover the plates where they separate into like whirls of floorboards. The design looks organic, influenced by highly resistant wood materials, like lignum vitae and ebony. If trees were made of porcelain, this is what their cross-section. The smooth, glossy surface fractures into ever more intricate The whirls are in the shape of a letter and number combination. E50, 100.
Good. Can you read it to me?
X5415 6745 678222. Let's lie.
We have a make and a number. That's something. We can use the radio in my kinema when we're done. Either station can chase it for us.
This feels dangerous. Are you sure? The stench fills your nostrils.
Stop! Pig's gonna pull his head off. so.
You're about to pull his head off.
Do it, homo!
Yes, that's what I said. You'll compromise the coroner's case if you do. So...
Indeed. From this angle, it does look like the neck isn't going to take much more. Being dead for a week...
What are you trying to achieve anyway? Why are you hanging on to that boot? This is not the enemy. This is the deceased, the victim, in a murder investigation. That doesn't mean anything, detective. Besides, there's no way you're getting them off. All the organic matter in his body has been flowing down into the boots. They are fused to his feet.
You're sure there's a way to peel them off? But first, the body needs to be down. And second, it would probably be better if the lieutenant wasn't around. The anticipation makes you crack your fingers. Feels nice. Nice and cracky.
Processing will take care of them. With the situation in the morgue, it will yield nothing. But we must pick our fights.
The cadaver slowly twists on the cargo belt. The hangman's knot is pulled tight by the weight of the corpse below. Yellow. This is a steel-reinforced cargo lashing belt. Big brother of the regular cargo belt. It's used for tying cargo under six-rotor ish.
Airlifting. I thought it was used on lorries for strapping cargo to them. The local harbor uses 6 rotors to shuffle containers around.
Я не
I get the
заметил.
sense they use whatever was on hand without paying much attention to not
Рисовка. Рисовка чего? Портреты или все остальное?
A noose is one of those things that's easier to use one way around. That ladder can't carry a grown man. I didn't see any splintering either, did you? I think they lassoed the branch, then pulled on the belt to close the buckle.
Could be. The shape of the branch supports the theory.
Right now, everything seems to fit their confession. I was afraid it would be. Thin steel wiring, parallel strands. This makes getting him down more problematic than I had assumed.
The cadaver hang an intricate web of blue lines stretches across the torso, from the right shoulder to the solar plexus. Each time they intersect, a small white star is formed in their crossing. Hundreds of fading asterisks riddle his skin. Their concentration is highest around his heart.
Короче, портреты пиздатые. То есть тут у нас 9 из 10, 9,5 из 10, 10 из 10. Что-нибудь в таком духе. Остальная игра выглядит очень убого. Прям пиздец как убого. Ну, зная, в каких условиях делали игру, претензий нет. Зная жанр игры, претензий нет. Но... Ну, убого, пиздец, ебанешься просто. Не, нормальный ну, бля. Не, типа... Бля, сейчас. Подожди. Я, к сожалению, не могу... бля, как бы показать, наверное, на стримчанском, да? Прям, хотя... ладно, сейчас. Вот есть. Так. Вот это ебало. Вот когда я увидел это ебало, я как бы окончательно сделал свое решение о том, насколько охуенные здесь портреты, как бы. Они не должны быть красивыми. Типа, блять, если они стрём, ну, типа... Тут портреты видно, что карикатурные или что-то в таком духе, типа... Не знаю, в общем... Они имеют художественную ценность, как бы. Вот. Они специально нарисованы как-то вот, ну, типа, немного вот искажённо или что-то. Короче, пиздатые портреты. Если тебе не нравится, сиди и пусть тебе не нравится. О, все, мне лишают права играть.
His corpse is marked by stars, alcohol, and heartbreak.
Of no nation that I know of. If anything, it reminds me of religious illumination, last or penultimate century. Men who live harshly. I agree.
He wears a wide leather belt around his waist. He takes a thin piece of milled aluminium from his coat pocket and pulls it open. Sounds like a sword being unsheathed. A small...
Shit, Kuno! What?
An instant color camera. I have only 2 ampoules, so nobody move. I don't want to waste one.
A sound, a shrill flash, followed by the breaking of a small ampoule of glass. You see streams of color pour...
In case we need it. Yes, it is pretty cool, isn't it? It contains insight to the victim's person. This was a man of physical violence. The story he wanted his body to tell was important to him. It is his letter to us. Now, if you could find someone... Sure, just don't lose it.
The glossy-eyed corpse looks by, his mouth mute.
Так. Сейвить надо игру. Да, как бы на сегодня точно конечная. Потому что, как бы, да. У вас осталось 2 минуты. Вот и все. Вот и все. В общем, кунец потока. Да, как бы. Вот нормально тебе под конец приходить? Вот уебу. Ладно, не уебу. Обидно просто. Да, иди нахуй.